Gusto yatang bawiin ni DC yung aking galing. Binalikta niya aking galing. UP system officials led by President Pedro E. Pascual, officials and representatives of universities and colleges in Baguio and Benguet, Professor Emeriti June Pilbret and Elsie Jimenez, executives of government agencies and local government units, Honorable Mayor Mauricio Dumogan, friends in the non-government organizations and people's organizations, guests and friends, deans of the College of Social Sciences, College of Science, and College of Arts and Communications, my dear faculty, staff, and students, alumni of UP Baguio and alumni of UP, good afternoon. UP Baguio, as well as the entire UP system, is frequently asked by people in and out of the university about its duties and responsibilities to society at various contexts. Should UP take a more active and visible role in social and environmental concerns of Baguio City, the Cordillera and Northern Luzon region, and the nation? This is one of the critical questions that confront us in the university. This existential dilemma is, of course, not unique to UP Baguio and the entire UP system. Indeed, the public pressure for social relevance and active engagement has confronted the university since the very idea of a university emerged in the modern world. The concern is legitimate, given the university's characteristic tendency to look inward, ignoring the context of the society within which it lives and without which it could not exist. The issue of relevance is even more critical today, particularly when other social institutions such as the state, the church, and the civil society are perceived as having failed in their avowed mission to help those who are less immediately visible, lacking vocal advocacy and political clout. On the other hand, one tendency among some has been to try to respond to every social issue and to champion any cause that we consider politically correct. I may be guilty of that as well. The situation does call for serious self-reflection, even self-reformation, as to the primary duties of the university to society. This afternoon, allow me to talk about what we believe should be the three major roles of UP Baguio to society. These are seeking and imparting knowledge, shaping minds that shape the nation, and enriching the staging ground for cultural and national life. The primary duty of the university to society is to seek knowledge and to impart knowledge through teaching and publishing. As one esteemed Professor Emeritus from UP Diliman had said, we can serve society best in areas where we perform best. That is, teaching and researching. As an academic institution, we serve our region and the nation best through the formation of our students. Likewise, the intellectual development and values formation of our students depends as much on the faculty's academic quality and ethos. The challenge is for the university to see to it that all three social contexts we mentioned earlier the immediate community of Baguio, the Cordillera region, and the nation are adequately represented both in content and receivers of our curriculum, research, and instruction. Our recent research on assessing the implementation of the Indigenous Peoples' Rights Act, mentioned by Ms. Vicky Tauri-Corpus earlier, we believe is an illustrative example of how the interlocking roles of research, teaching, and extension can be done, taking into context the local, regional, national, and international publics or societies. In exploring the impacts of IPRA on Indigenous peoples, our team utilized the research methodologies of the social sciences, broadly conceived but rigorously applied, with results that are significant theoretically but relevant practically as well. But research and publication on such questions may not be confined to the social sciences. The interaction between those disciplines and the arts, the humanities, the natural sciences, and mathematics may likewise be examined in the future. The appropriate approach would have to be interdisciplinary, multi-scale, and comparative. Results of these studies shall be presented in national and international academic conferences and eventually published in a refereed journal, not simply because we want to satisfy simply the requirements of university rankings, although that is also concerned, but more so because we want to understand and communicate the national and global significance of such localized studies. Our published articles can then be used as reference materials on courses that tackle Indigenous peoples, cultural heritage, sustainable development, financial management, and land use and management. Moreover, results of the study have been translated and disseminated in popular forms, rendering the scientific findings more accessible to interest groups, policymakers, media, and the general public. What is then demanded from our faculty is creativity, openness to teamwork, and excellence through hard work. Most importantly, a fundamental change in the perspectives and attitudes is imperative in order to transcend the disciplinal boundaries and challenge the socially constructed separation between research, teaching, and extension work. As an arts and sciences campus, we intend to pursue the vision of our founder, Dr. Vicente G. Cinco, who stated that we must aim toward an integrative and holistic education that allows its graduates to perform not just one kind of job, but any kind of job, as well as to adequately prepare them for graduate education or professional training. Equally inspired by President Alfredo E. Pascual's vision of UP Baguio, UP as a great university, and one that shapes minds that shape the nation, UP Baguio shall continue to produce leaders empowered by a liberal education and equipped with critical minds by it. Leaders who are prepared to imagine a more just and humane society, participating productively in its transformation. We acknowledge the importance of professional and technical vocational training that is already being offered by other campuses and higher education institutions in the Cordillera and Northern Luzon. Indeed, our region and nation needs highly skilled professionals such as engineers, architects, doctors, agriculturists, foresters, and the like, in order to fully develop and regain its former status with the rest of our ASEAN neighbors. UP Baguio's unique contribution to regional and national development is in the integral and complementary field of liberal education in the arts and sciences. We hone our students into the rigor and vigor of the traditions of the disciplines in the social sciences, humanities, natural sciences, and mathematics. At the same time, regardless of disciplinal training, we acknowledge the centrality of the power of the critical and trained mind, both as an intellectual and as a social force. Such a power, according to education philosopher John Henry Newman, is the result of a scientific formation of mind. It is an acquired faculty of judgment, of clear-sightedness, of sagacity, of wisdom, of philosophical reach of mind, and of intellectual self-possession and repose, acquired by discipline and habit. We believe that the most valuable of all natural resources, particularly at a time when all natural resources are under threat, is critical intelligence. And the most important of all national products, particularly at a time when all production has become problematic, is trained intelligence. This is ultimately the resource that gives rise to the development and the conservation of all the other resources. Liberal education in the arts and sciences also provides the intellectual and social context for the professional and technical trainings. In a sense, then, liberal education lays the ground and seals the promise of a better future. We, in the present administration, are truly fortunate to have inherited the fruits of hard work of our previous leaders, who have painstakingly laid the foundations for excellence in teaching, research in the humanities, social sciences, natural sciences, and mathematics. We honor former deans Mateo H. Tupas, Felisberto C. Santa Maria, Eunicia A. Rola, Mario D. Zamora, Sophie M. Katbagan, Patricio B. Lazaro, Jessica K. Carino, of course, and our first Chancellor, Priscilla Subnet Macansantos. We shall consolidate their gains and bring UP Baguio to ever greater heights by offering more innovative arts and sciences undergraduate and graduate programs, such as the institution of Master of Arts in Environmental and Restoration Biology, Master of Science in Applied Mathematics, Master of Arts in Communication, PhD in Mathematics. At the same time, we shall review and revise the curriculum of the current academic programs to make them more up-to-date and competitive. Improving teaching effectiveness by reviewing the methods and instruments of teaching effectiveness and continuing the conduct of an annual teaching effectiveness seminar. Increasing productivity in research and publication by developing 6 vibrant interdisciplinary research programs under the Cordillera Studies Center, namely climate change, biodiversity and natural resource management, sustainability science, material culture, language and culture, and governance and public policy. Regularizing the publication of the Cordillera Review and other academic publications under the Cordillera Studies Center. providing more enabling conditions such as training, workshops, mentoring, and financial incentives towards increased faculty publications in international refereed publications. Creating a faculty research and publication database, and establishing a center for research in the natural sciences and mathematics. One more area in which we can acquit ourselves with achievable distinction is the now avowed role and mission of UP Baguio as an institutional custodian of the collective memory and identity of the peoples of the Cordillera and Northern Luzon. We aspire to make UP Baguio a center for the advancement of intellectual and aesthetic expressions of Cordillera, Northern Luzon cultures and arts. In so doing, we hope to contribute substantively to the cultural and national life of our faculty, students, and the public. The new UP administration, with very encouraging support from the UP System Administration, has allotted funds for the refurbishment of the Bulwagang 1 Luna, this hall we are in now, renovation and expansion of the Galeria Cordillera to include an ethnographic museum, construction of the Cordillera Northern Luzon Archives and Special Collection, and the construction of audiovisual rooms in the College of Arts and Communication and College of Science. The architectural designs of these new infrastructures shall take into account the concepts and principles of green architecture in conjunction with the consideration for the distinct character of UP Baguio, within the framework of a strategic and comprehensive land use plan. These infrastructures shall be accompanied by a comprehensive culture and arts program integrating the museum, the performing arts, and the program for indigenous culture under the proposed Office for Culture and Arts. In performing the tasks of seeking and imparting knowledge, shaping minds that shape the nation, and enriching the staging ground for cultural and national life, the university would have fulfilled its duties to society in a meaningful and sustainable way. However, we cannot do this alone. We definitely need the support of the alumni, the local, regional, and national government, the civil society, and the private sector. Together, let us summon the will to enable UP Baguio to fulfill its enduring identity, ideals, and intentions. Padayon UP Baguio. Maraming salamat po sa inyo.
Some